Hello, salutations, good evening, or good afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are. We are the Nerds That Know. I am Duchess Bobbi with my fabulous brother Tank, here to talk about all sorts of things and catch you up on what you may have missed while we were out doing miscellaneous whatnots and such. Joining us tonight is Gul de Goon, my fabulous fiance, and one of the co-hosts of My Brother is an Idiot. You can check them out on all of their various socials, which we will share with you at some point in time later. Tank, do you have anything intro-wise to add before we jump into the agenda?
The light is hitting my hair in such a way that I am now seeing all of the gray that I currently have because of my children in my beard.
Yeah, you have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. The gray is just going to get worse.
I know, but I just noticed. I literally just noticed it. I knew I had some. I didn't realize it was that intense.
Yeah, this is why the other night Dad thought you were older than your wife.
Yeah.
Because your children are aging you, my friend.
Well, and she just doesn't age like a normal human being, so she gets that weird, unfair advantage too.
That's very true.
She still looks like she's in her 20s for some reason.
Well, she's just always going to be asked to, see her ID wherever we go. Which I don't get, because she doesn't even moisturize.
No, she doesn't. And she
It's not
smokes.
fair. I take
and she drinks coffee constantly.
And anyway, that is neither here nor there. Your wife is irritating, and she's a jelly bean.
Okay. No, I don't have any other intro stuff. Sorry.
It's okay.
That weird detour.
We are missing Smurf tonight because he is out adventuring in the snow, and not so much able to jump on here when he's white knuckling it on his way home.
Yeah, for those not in Colorado, we had a 99 to 100% guaranteed snow in literally every part of the state today.
Yep. We're at almost 5 inches outside right now.
Not so yes, we're almost 5 inches out. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, we got. It's
you're handling the Facebook chat portion.
It's like 3 to 4 inches or 2 feet, somewhere in there.
And it's snow days like this that kind of make me frustrated that I work from home, because it doesn't matter how much snow we get, I still have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and Scarlett's already got a 2-hour delay, and I'm like, if we get 2 feet of snow, I'm not driving to school. I hope you understand that.
Well,
you're not going to school.
Monday, Jess's kids had a 2-hour delay, and she's like, screw that. We're just not going. So all 4 of them stay home.
I agree with that concept 100%.
So, all right. So a lot's been going on in the nerd news. Let's go ahead and start with the DC League of SuperPets trailer has dropped, and we'll see Keanu Reeves as Batman.
Hilariously,
as it were,
as Batman. Does this not seem almost identical to the Nicolas Cage as Big Daddy and Kick-Ass?
Yes.
Casting?
100%. And I often do think that Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves can be interchanged a little bit.
Yeah, they're basically twins when it comes to their ability to just swing for the damn fences on every single performance.
But by all reports, they're both like decent dudes.
They're good guys, very artistic in their approach to life, but they either do a great job or an exquisite job. There is no.
There are occasional misses.
No, that would be the exquisite job. So
Fox.
That is my second favorite movie.
I love Con Air. I think the problem I have with Con Air is how geographically inaccurate the crash scene in Las Vegas is. Like none of those.
That's your issue with that movie, is the geography.
Yeah. Some of those casinos, it's like
For
Not
years.
the incredibly racist portrayal of Diamond Dog. Not the
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like, the last time I saw the movie, I was just like, the Hard Rock's not on the strip.
And that is actually one of Steph's favorite movies. I don't mind that movie.
She will walk around for like a month after you watch that. Put the bunny back in the box.
Yeah, she does very well too. It's kind of funny.
She does. Like her Nicolas Cage impression is spot on. Why you married her?
Yeah, that's part of the reason. Yes. But no, when I say exquisite, I mean they go so far over the top that it is Shatner doing Shakespeare exquisite.
All right.
I'm into that. I'll buy that.
But I'm actually excited about this show. A different approach to the DC universe. It's not just Batman or Harley Quinn again.
And it seems like they're having a little bit of fun with it, which is kind of
yes,
fun.
very. This kind of reminds me of when they did Brave and the Bold.
Yeah,
A little more towards the campy side, a little more funny and goofy.
you're gonna have to have that in order to compete with some of this MCU stuff, because I mean you're just getting trashed, as we'll find out here in a minute.
All right. So do we want to stay in the DC universe, or do we want to? I mean, we're staying in the DC universe. Do we want to stay in animation, or do we want to bounce over to Batman? Because Batman with Robert Pattinson was just released.
Well,
and some numbers on that. Or
disclaimer: we have not seen it yet.
No.
We've not had the opportunity to get to the theater yet.
We have also had much snow in the Denver area, and barometric pressure is a bitch.
Well, I've been walking like a cripple with my arthritic knees.
Oh, dude, at least you were able to walk.
True.
I spent 2 days like laying flat out with lidocaine patches basically covering my entire body.
Those do not work.
I can't move.
I tried to use one of those lidocaine patches because Steph had some on my shoulder, and it didn't do anything. I'm like, no, I'm still feeling every single movement in my back and shoulder, like I'm getting knifed.
Yep, yep. The weather does that. Pain in the ass. But that's why we live in Colorado. No, we live in Colorado because mom and dad live here, and it would destroy her if any of us moved out of state.
I tried that once.
Moved out of state?
Yeah.
Or destroy people?
Both.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always in the market for destruction. Let's just put it that way. But no, I definitely moved out to Kansas City at one point. Spent about 9 months in Kansas City. It was a fun town, and moved right back.
Yeah, I tried to get Steph to move to Florida.
That was really
did
fun.
not happen.
Okay, so Batman
Mm-hmm.
in theaters, and even though those of us who are on the cast right now have not yet seen it, apparently 9.5 million people went to go and see it on opening weekend, which sounds impressive and is for a DC movie. However, the most recent superhero movie other than Batman to come out was Spider-Man No Way Home, and that had 20 million viewers in the first weekend.
Yeah, more than double. Which, you know what? I can't fault DC on that one. They have a lot of rebuilding to do. They ate some shit over the last 5 years, 6 years. And that's caused a lot of big problems for them. But I think, that's a good sign, though, for them to get close to 10 million opening weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Second highest total gross since the pandemic started, just behind Spider-Man. That's not bad, honestly.
And really, I'm curious as to about that gross. Um, God, which theater chain is it? That is now
AMC.
AMC. Thank you. Is now doing the structured or varied pricing for films. So
Yeah.
it actually costs you more to see Batman
Yeah.
than it does to see one of the other films that are currently in theaters.
I'm wondering if that probably did play not a huge role, but maybe played a little bit of a role in how many people were going out.
Well, because they are rolling it out nationwide. Apparently, they've been doing this in Europe for like the last 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do wonder if that had something to do with the numbers. Now, the 9.5 million people to actually go out and watch it, that's a legit solid number. That
Mm-hmm.
can't be inflated by pricing.
Yeah.
I will tell you that when I heard that, I was initially like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to go see Batman because of the pricing. You know, I'm not going to spend more money on a movie just because it's out.
Mm-hmm.
That factored in for me. And if I speak for, I probably don't because I'm an insane person. But if I do speak for, some of the general public, I think there's a lot of that sentiment. Like, you're going to charge me more for a movie? I ain't going to go see it, Dan.
Well, I also don't go to AMC, so
That's true. Neither do we.
No, Matt does though.
Yeah, well,
He's got the stub thing. He's stubby.
yeah. See, I have that with Cinemark.
He's not watching. It's fine. I tried to get him in on the chat, and he's not there.
well, he's in Houston again
Yeah.
for another work thing.
Right.
Which is why last night, if you watched the live stream of My Brother's an Idiot, you
He
would have
suddenly
seen
disappeared.
my fiance and his brother, who's
Yeah.
the idiot, live streaming from DIA.
Yeah, David Copperfielded himself out of the podcast at one point.
Right. I don't think he's sobered up yet because according to the text messages he sent me this evening and what I've seen in our family's Discord channel, he is what we refer to as after dark.
Oh, day drunk?
Yeah.
No. Technically, it's night.
Yeah. So
but-
the term actually comes from the Marvel movies. To be honest with you,
Oh, yeah.
when my brother gets drunk, this is now evolved into everybody in our family. If they're drunk, they're after dark. But it started with my brother because he gets out of control when he's drunk. And
Oh,
so there was one time during the pandemic, we were all on a Zoom call together, and he started getting drunk, and I kept talking to him. I was like, sun's getting real low, big guy. And then it was just like, nope, the sun's not low, it's dark now. So yeah, anytime somebody's drunk, they're after dark.
gotcha.
100% sure Matt's after dark with some of the things he said to me.
Really, you think that the chicken and waffles taco?
Yeah. He turned a chicken and waffle with the egg and then just put it on a tortilla. Called it.
I got nothing against that, to be honest.
It looks weird. It's like one piece of chicken and a bacon.
It's like a chicken tender.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then you just cut a strip out of the waffle.
No,
Oh, no,
you
it's
didn't
the whole
cut the
waffle.
strip out of the waffle.
Oh, whole waffle,
whole
one chicken
waffle.
tender.
I'll send you the picture of it. So
Yeah, that might be a little. It had maple syrup, apparently, which is, of course, it had maple syrup. It's a chicken and waffles. It better have
Well,
maple
he had a
syrup.
cup of maple syrup on the side.
well, to go
Yeah,
maple syrup.
should have some hot sauce on it too. That's what you put on chicken and waffles.
Oh, you need to have Tank try the hot sauces that you made.
Oh yeah, I made hot sauces.
Yes, I heard a little bit about it this weekend.
Yeah, he tried to kill me. Matt has joined us now and says, yes, it had maple syrup.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. That's close enough to being good. Why?
Oh, he's joining from Facebook.
That waffle's too big. Yeah. You gotta cut that waffle. You gotta cut the waffle at half, at least.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like the whole waffle.
How is that edible in a bite? Like,
and I had to point out the fucking tortilla to Mark because he was like,
I didn't see it.
"How is that a taco?"
I didn't see the tortilla.
Like, part of that is genius, and then part of it is crazy, and part of it is alcohol.
Apparently, it was hilarious.
He thinks he's funny.
It doesn't say I am hilarious. It says it was hilarious.
It looks hilarious. I could only imagine trying to eat that. That is a disaster waiting to happen.
No kidding. I don't even remember where we were.
Batman.
It's okay.
It's what
This
happens.
is why I keep the agenda up on the other screen, so that way we can leave behind Batman being charged extra and Matt being stubby.
Is stubby.
And instead of, for fuck's sake, now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, here it is. I just had it. Where did you go?
What are we looking?
I don't know which one you want, so I'm not sure.
The Justice League thing.
Which part? The SuperPets? We already talked about that.
No, on Netflix.
Justice
Guardians of Justice?
Yes,
Guardians of
thank you.
Justice.
Okay,
There it
that's a
is.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
That is completely different, but it
Mhm.
triggered my memory.
trigger.
Fuck your face. Okay, so Guardians of Justice. Season 1 is on Netflix.
Starring Diamond Dallas Page.
Not just Diamond Dallas Page. That show, from what I saw, had at least 4 different professional wrestlers in it.
Oh, the only one I saw was Diamond Dallas Page, but
You would have seen Johnny Nitro was Red Talon.
holy shit, that is a name I have not heard in forever.
I didn't know Denise Richards was still doing anything.
Yeah,
yeah.
Denise Richards is in it.
You got Jane Seymour.
Yeah. If you look up the cast,
Yeah.
Guardians of Justice.
Ryan Ocha.
Where is that?
Let's see. I have the IMDb pulled up.
That's what I was trying to pull up the cast list. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, there's a few different wrestlers in there, and then
Yes,
the guy who
Dallas
played Jason Voorhees is in there. Derek Mears.
Oh wow.
Yep, he's right there as Awesome Man.
Yeah, Andy Milonakis is in it as a kind of a reporter, shock jock reporter kind of guy.
I will admit I've only seen about 15 minutes of it, but I think I got the gist of what they were going for. If there is something that they're going for besides just like,
that's the confusing part, because it seems like they're telling 4 or 5 different stories all at the same time, and they're not blending them together as much as it is a series of jump cuts to different parts of the story, is what I took away from it. I'm like, because the story itself is kind of an interesting mishmash of like let's go with like a Justice League sort of meets Watchmen meets some weird combination of anime and claymation at different points, and then
I was ignoring it.
Do it.
Matt wants to come on. I don't. You're the one with the link. This could be trouble. But yeah, from what I saw, it was claymation and
it's everything.
Yeah,
It's every different kind of visual medium for TV storytelling, essentially.
it was absolutely ridiculous the first 15 minutes, and I was just blown away. I guess I should continue watching it.
Oh, I watched the whole thing today. I watched all of it today. and it was Adi Shankar is the guy who wrote it, I believe,
Okay.
who also plays one of the characters, Logan. Yeah, Logan
He's
Rockwood.
the creator and one of the 3 writers.
Well, and he did the. Do you remember Dredd? Not Judge Dredd, the one with
Oh, the new
Stallone,
one.
but Dredd when they did that.
Yeah, the
He's
reboot.
Yeah, he did that. That was his thing, which was actually pretty good, honestly. I mean,
Oh, and apparently he worked on Castlevania too.
yeah, he's done a few different things. Like he also does a lot of like he comes from a satire history. He did a lot of knockoff, essentially superhero stories.
Yeah,
And that's kind of where he got started. And
you wish.
he's telling a story. I don't know 100% what that story is supposed to be, but
And you've watched the entire season, so
oh yeah, well, and everything kind of comes together eventually. But you're sitting there wondering, even up to the last episode, like what the hell is about to happen in this story? Because that was the hardest part about it is the jump cuts from scene to scene. You're not quite sure how the transition was made from each part to the next part because it doesn't follow any type of natural flow. And not like how Quentin Tarantino doesn't follow a natural flow to his stories. He kind of jumps from story to story, but they fit together in a way that makes sense.
Mhm.
This one doesn't. It just jumps from story to story, and then eventually it gets to the end. You're like, okay, what the story you told makes sense, but how you got there doesn't, kind of a thing.
So that makes me think of like the first season of The Witcher, where if you didn't understand that it was happening in different timelines, but then before the end of the season, it all became clear.
It kind of does that, but even more spontaneously.
All right.
Yeah, like it's weird, and the story's not a bad story. I mean, it's a little rough around the edges and a little ham-fisted at times, but I want to say that's intentional. So it's not a bad watch, but be prepared for just how random and off kilter it is at times, because it is kind of like going through like I don't know. And the best way to put it, it seems like when it was done or during the editing process, directing process, writing process, somewhere in there, he was on heavy amounts of hallucinogens.
All right. I'm not going to put that as a hashtag.
So
I was getting ready to write it down, and then I realized that's probably not something that we want people to like associate back to us.
What?
the
Beyond drugs.
Oh, the beyond drugs. Yeah, we're not necessarily a pro drug thing. I'm not really an anti drug either. I mean, we do live in
No, we're
Colorado
just
where
kind
it's
of like,
legal to have
do what makes
mushrooms.
you happy
So,
and just don't hurt anyone.
we're not here to judge. Who are we to judge?
Yeah, I'm not judging him. He's. It's an interesting story. It's hard to put it in any type of specific thing because it is so random. And like it literally is in the middle of a scene where they will change from live action to anime to almost like a video game to claymation, and like it's like what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, it seemed to be a lot of the stuff that he does telling the actual story with the narration is through 8-bit type stuff like Super Nintendo 8-bit, 16-bit type,
Some
anime.
of it, yeah.
That was an impression I had from it.
And the majority of the story is told from the perspective of, as you said, Diamond Dallas Page as Nighthawk, I think is his character's name.
Something like that, yeah.
which is very obviously, Batman.
But Diamond Dallas Page playing Batman.
Diamond Dallas Page playing Batman. That's basically what happens.
Or you know how in No Way Home we had all of the actors who played Spider-Man get together? Could you imagine if they did a film where all of the guys who ever played Batman?
Well, apparently that was part of the kind of the pitch on what's happening with the Flash movie. Just not everybody did it.
Because it just like, or even guys who've just voiced Batman.
Which would be amazing. Well, and they kind of did that when they did the CW crossover, when they did the Infinite Crisis thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did have Kevin Conroy, who was the animated series Batman, play a version of Bruce Wayne. And they had, they did kind of play with that concept of the multiple versions of the characters existing on the same timeline momentarily.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough.
Not quite enough. No, like nowhere. Like, oh god, that'd be interesting if they did. Well, they can't do all of the Batmans, unfortunately.
Because some of them are dead.
Well, as far as I know, only one of them is dead.
Which one?
Huh?
Who's dead?
Brain, come on. Holy crap.
Oh, hey, look at there.
Adam West, right? Adam West is still alive.
Adam West. No, Adam West died. That's what it was.
Adam West is still alive.
I thought so.
Well,
Okay, is
King
this one of
Goon-
your guys' things? Because if you're not doing a thing, he actually is dead. He died a few years ago.
This is not a thing. No, I swear he was alive.
No, they had a big thing for him in Washington where he lives or lived. They had a big Batman Day kind of thing for him when he died.
2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, Adam West is dead.
Yes, unfortunately, he is dead.
Matt apparently is the Shadow.
But I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's the only.
And his screen is black, but I feel like that's inappropriate.
Oh, yeah. Who did that?
We can't hear you.
Ah, there you are.
2017, he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already said
just
that.
said that. Well, welcome
Yeah,
to
so-
the show.
I believe he is the only major Batman that actually died. I believe everyone else is still alive.
Yes, you're right.
So you could have like 6 of them though. 7. Yeah, 7. You could have 7 Batmans.
Well, then we'll throw Keanu Reeves in because he's going to play Batman in the new SuperPets.
Yeah, so you could have 8 Batman. Wow.
And then we have Jensen Ackles who did the Long Halloween,
Yep. Kevin Conroy's still alive.
right?
Got Ben still alive, obviously.
Then we got George
Clooney's
Clooney,
still alive. Yep.
Michael Keaton,
Yep.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Barely.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, and now
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson.
Oh shit, 9. You have 9. That'd be cool. That'd be weird.
Just have them all sitting around playing poker, each with Bruce
That's a
Wayne's.
lot of that. Absolutely strange.
Yeah, they'd have to act as they acted in the movies. They'd have to be that version of Batman.
Yes.
Where is
That
Get
means we'll all
complicated
see
kinda
George
quick.
Clooney's nipples.
Yeah, you get the nipple suit.
Christian Bale is just yelling at people in whispers. Where is he?
Hey.
Who's the guy who played Lego Batman?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Arnett, Will Arnett.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, there
you
you
gotta
go.
have
That's
him, too.
10.
That's
Yeah.
10.
Oh,
Lego
there you go.
Batman's the shit. The Lego Batman song is great from the Lego movie.
You know what?
What, everything is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about
Everything is great.
the song he has when he introduces himself and
Oh,
rolls through the city in the Batmobile and talks
Yeah.
about how awesome he is.
That's how he would have to show up into this weird congregation of Batman. He would have to roll up in the Batmobile singing
would
that
have to
song.
be. It would have to be Lego Batman too, right? Like it would 100%
Oh, yeah.
have to be a Lego.
They'd have to build him like a weird cardboard box suit
Yeah.
to look like the Lego Batman.
But with his face cut out, so that way you can still see his own facial expressions.
Exactly.
I think Will Arnett would do that too.
I think he would do that.
I'm pretty sure most of those guys would do that.
All right. The only reason Matt's here is to defend his food choice.
Okay.
And apparently, whether or not he's actually after dark. Because that was also a discussion.
Oh, I know that was the discussion.
He's after dark.
I enjoyed. It was tasty. It just happened to be the taco of the month at Torchy's, which blocked down the road here in Houston.
How much did we have to drink today in Houston?
You didn't make that yourself? That's how they made it?
Yeah, I didn't make that.
Wow, that's insane. Okay.
Oh.
I thought you put it together that way.
Oh, God.
He was trying to give you credit.
I thought that was your genius.
Oh, no, it looked awful. It was actually really tasty, but it looked terrible.
Well, the waffle is way too big for the taco you have going there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a 7.5-inch flour tortilla, so it was really big. So folding it around the waffle wasn't too big, but it was still.
If you stack it differently, you could make kind of a crunch wrap out of that.
Yeah, you just kind of put the waffle on top and make like a fucking chicken waffle doodad sandwich.
Exactly.
Yep.
You could figure it out.
Yep. The syrup. Oh, it was actually really good. It was.
So that was a Torchy's invention, huh?
Torchy's, yeah.
Still haven't been.
There's one north end.
We have one down here. Yeah, it's off of Powers, I believe.
Yep. I know they have like a hot dog taco, which begs the question: is a hot dog a taco? Which we can't.
Well, a hot dog is the sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
So is a taco.
Yeah.
A hot dog.
No.
It
is a piece of meat in a piece of bread with toppings. That is a sandwich.
It is a top loaded though, so which makes it not a sandwich.
You can stuff it inside of a deeper thing and make it
a hot dog.
No, hot dog is a sandwich.
It doesn't live in the sandwich world. It is a hot dog. It is what it is. It doesn't have to have a separate.
He just said it is what it is. Let's take him off.
A hot dog.
Can we kick him off? He just said it is what it is.
We can disagree here.
Has to say about the Boys actor Antony Starr getting arrested in Spain. He's been sentenced for 1 year in prison.
Yeah, for getting in a drunken fight, apparently.
Yeah, I mean it's a suspended prison sentence.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing any legitimate time, but technically he has a 1 year prison sentence. He was apparently shooting a movie out there with Guy Ritchie.
He was fined 4,000 euros.
That's not that much for punching someone in the face.
No. So, was filming a movie directed by Guy Ritchie. So that's where Guy Ritchie comes in. And he assaulted a 21-year-old chef.
And punched him
twice, and the guy needed 4
stitches. Yeah. Which just goes to show, if you're famous, you can get away with everything.
Yeah, this is also true. Because if you think about it, 4,000, euros is like chump change to this guy.
It's also imitating art as well because he's a douchebag on the show, right? And
yeah, he's going all Homelander on people.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Slightly douchey in real life.
I
Which
don't
is
know. He
unfortunate.
punched a chef so hard that the guy needed stitches.
That's douchey.
I wouldn't call
Yeah.
that slightly.
I don't know the whole story.
Well,
How
I don't know.
douchey was the chef?
Huh?
How douchey was the chef?
Well, and that does bring in a question. If the chef was a douchebag, I could understand being upset with the guy, but just because someone's a douche, you don't get to punch him in the face. That's not how it works.
As somebody who's been in a bar a million times and has been douchey in a bar a million times, you have to be really douchey to try to get into a fight with somebody in a bar.
Yeah, if I got the chance to punch everyone that acted like a douche to me at a restaurant or a bar, there'd be a lot of unconscious motherfuckers in my past.
Yeah, I mean, Nate was a bouncer.
Right.
Some food service people absolutely deserve to get knocked the fuck out.
Oh yeah,
But
So-
you don't do it.
you don't get to do it though.
The closest we've gotten, Matt, is when a couple of douchebags knocked our dad over leaving a Broncos game.
That wasn't food service, bro. I have seen chefs who have absolutely deserved to get popped right in the jaw.
Okay.
I've seen.
But do you do it? You're
I wouldn't do it.
there. You
But
go.
Seen it, right? I've seen people who have deserved to get hit because of the way they've acted.
Oh yeah,
We've all seen people who deserve to get hit.
But you don't
almost
do
on a
it.
daily basis.
I have done it, right?
Yeah.
I it's just not how I'm made. But there
My,
are people.
my original point still stands. You have to be pretty douchey to actually follow through on the punching.
Yeah.
I
There's
have nieces and nephews who deserve to
Double-sided-
get hit sometimes. Doesn't mean I'm going to hit them.
There's definitely double-sided douchiness.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Write that down. Double-sided douchiness.
Hashtag that shit, Bobby. Let's go.
I am right now. Hashtag double-sided douche.
Don't get my fiance.
Double-sided douche sounds like an ill-fated venture.
I'm
Yeah, that's
sure
exactly why I said it.
there's video of that somewhere. The internet is a crazy place.
Also sounds like an interesting Chinese finger trap situation.
Hashtag Chinese finger trap.
Chinese Giny trap.
Oh. Next generation episodes of all time.
Of what?
Data. You remember Data with the trap and he was like, for like 2 episodes. He was trying to figure out how to get his goddamn fingers out of the end of the finger trap.
It was
It was
only one.
hilarious.
It was only one.
All right. Well, while we're on the topic of the boys, let's jump over to Amazon Prime.
Were we on the topic of the boys?
You know what? I am trying to keep us on track, motherfucker.
This is what happens when you bring the goons on.
In fairness, this is what happens in general on this show. We are like all about tangents and squirrel and ooh, shiny.
And then you bring the two of us morons on, and
And then it just
then a hot dog is a hot dog.
because it is what it is.
Right.
And you know, I can say that because you'll still touch me.
You're not wrong.
All right, moving on. The Boys presents Diabolical is on Amazon Prime. This is the animated spinoff, which we talked about a little bit the last time Tank and I were with Smurf about how this is really, we think Amazon had planned to release it at this time because it is a nice little band-aid for the fact that The Boys Season 3 is not coming out until sometime later this year.
Yeah.
Date keeps changing, so we're not going to hold them to
Yeah, I
anything.
don't trust any date they've put
this
out
year.
for a while at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking at June, July-ish right now, but
Supposedly end of May, June, supposedly.
again, that could change because it's already changed multiple times. So we have
I
Diabolical as our Band-Aid while we're waiting for The Boys season 3.
And it's interesting. It's really cool, and it's not in a what if vein because I don't think these are alternate universes. It's more of like a also also happening in this world kind of a thing.
So meanwhile,
Yeah, like a meanwhile kind of thing. Like they're stories that take place that are connected to the main characters, but in weird ways. And each one has a different art style to it. They're all animated, but they all have a different approach. Like one of them is definitely done in the vein of like Rick and Morty. One of them's done in like a like almost like a Ghibli Studio Ghibli version of
okay.
it. One's kind of like a Gundam style animation. They rip off a little bit of Dragon Ball Z at one point. Like they definitely play with the animation styles through each story, and they're all disconnected stories. Seemingly, they don't seem to have anything in common except for they take place in this universe. And they're fun. They're not all fun. Sorry, there's one that's heartbreakingly sad, but they're all interesting stories, and a lot of them are kind of goofy in their own way.
Let's hold this up against Invincible, because that right now is still going to be my favorite animated Amazon.
Because that's a linear story, Invincible's better. It's a linear story. This is more of an anthology thing, so it's not connected, and you can hop in anywhere, and it's fun. And they're like 12-minute episodes. It's short, but it's entertaining in its own way. I don't really think that you can compare them to each other because they're telling completely different kinds of stories.
The important question is, are they violent?
Oh, aggressively so. Yeah.
All right.
The Boys. It's that universe which is so out there, so over the top. They've had heads floating, right?
Yeah.
But the stories from The Boys to Invincible are so different because universes are. So there's
absolutely, and we've discussed that before.
Yeah.
It's just more of are they sticking with the true, nature of the beast?
Oh yeah, it's very much boys' stories. Like as you're watching it, you're like, oh, this you can see where they took inspiration. Garth Ennis, it seems like, had a really big impact on the producing side of this, based on how they did it, and the stories are all unique. Each one is very unique, and I don't want to spoil anything because it did just come out this week. But some of them are really funny. Aquafina actually apparently co-wrote one of the stories, and she is the lead in the story, and that is one of the funniest 10-minute stories I've ever seen.
All right. So Matt, you may want to download some of these so you have something to watch that's not crap on your flight home.
Yeah,
I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah, it's worth a watch. If you like The Boys, this is a really good appetizer to the next season.
I'm a fan of all those franchises. So The Boys.
Invincible.
Invincible. Yeah, I love The Boys. I love Invincible. They're great. It's different genre of telling a different story, but story, right? We've all had. They're all going to be the same, right? You're going to have heroes. You're going to have villains. You're going to have redemption stories. You're going to have different ways to tell all of the same stories. And I love all of them. So this is great. Down.
You need to go watch The Guardians of Justice.
Right.
It's another one for you to download for your flight.
I wouldn't watch that if I was on an airplane.
I watched Encanto on my flight yesterday. That was the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
So boring. I'm like, oh my god. It was so formulaic. It was
the music
so
is so fun though.
That's
just
because it's Lynn. Everything
it-
Lynn writes is fun.
nothing was like interesting. Which is like, oh, it's cartoon.
I think Bruno is interesting.
We don't talk about Bruno.
That's all I was getting. That's all I wanted. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's totally getting a hashtag. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about something that Mark is looking forward to watching, and that is the Twisted Metal video game
Yes.
is being turned into an action comedy TV series.
Oh my god, I loved this game. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I know Tank does because we talked about it a little bit. But Twisted Metal was a game back in the day. I think that was on the original PlayStation, and it was basically a battle royale with cars and weapons and demolition derby, and one of the main characters was a clown with an ice cream truck, and oh my god, it was so good. It was so much fun to play.
Obviously, Michelle loves this game.
I don't think she's ever played or seen anything from it. But yeah, she would have hated this game. But you never saw the characters, because they were in the cars the whole time, and you just drove around and picked up weapons and tried to beat the shit out of your friends.
Well, and they have a they have a lore that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
there is a lore to the story across I think like 7 games at this point.
Yeah.
Something like that.
There is backstory and things of that nature, and all the characters have inner workings. It's a little bit like a Mortal Kombat versus Mario Kart type feel, with a lot of deranged, heavy rock music, and it's great for all the punk rock kids back in the mid '90s.
No, see, I was thinking like Death Race.
Oh, Death Race is a good preference too. Yeah.
And that apparently the story, based on the information that we have at this point, is going to be focused on Sweet Tooth, at least initially.
Yes.
And it is going to be worked on by the guys who wrote Zombieland and Deadpool.
Yep.
Right, and this is going to be on Peacock, so the NBC streaming service.
Did I see Anthony Mackie?
He is supposed to be in it.
Yeah, I believe so.
My god. If Anthony Mackie is in this, that just makes it so much better. I love Anthony Mackie.
So Will Arnett is going to produce.
Which interesting production, entry for Will Arnett.
There's got to be a thing from his childhood, just like the whole Star Wars stuff being run by
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau.
Yeah, John Mackey is supposed to be playing, like, essentially the best way to put it would be the player character. Like, he's John Doe.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, I don't know. I mean, there's not much info on it yet. If you've played the games, you might have a little bit of an idea of what could potentially happen. But the interesting thing about the games is the ending of each story depends on who wins the tournament.
Right.
So,
yeah.
What direction the story goes in, we have no idea at this point.
It could be fun if they went with a little bit of they won't do this because it's a little bit of a, overdone, I think, maybe. But it could be fun if they went with, like, the Clue several endings,
Yeah.
Like the choose your own adventure, kind of like the, I was going to say Cumberbatch, but that's not what it is. What was the Netflix one?
Black Mirror?
You're talking about Bandersnatch?
Yeah, Bandersnatch. Thank you. It fun if they went that route and had like a choose your own adventure kind of feel to it, because that's the way they kind of roll with it. But
Maybe,
or-
yeah. Be an interesting way to do it.
Vandersnatch.
It's Cumberbund Slapper Snatch.
It's Cumberbatch. I don't think he's in this movie or this
Slut
show.
Bug Fella.
Oh,
That'd be
you
wild if he was.
nice. Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot at the very least.
Engelbert
You know.
Humperdinck.
Ingrid Humperdinck, yes.
Slap me,
Slip
bun.
on Waller.
Jerry Dorsey.
All right.
You know, I'd
Oh
still
my
watch it
God.
at that point.
So good.
Okay. Speaking of PlayStation, because I am just ignoring the last 5 minutes. PlayStation Now is being replaced. They are going to try to compete with the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And the code name for the new system that will replace PlayStation Now is PlayStation Spartacus. And I really hope they keep that name.
Which is an interesting, depending on your perspective on Spartacus, I guess that means all is one kind of a thing. Everyone works together kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I
Return
have
with
no
your
idea.
shield or on it.
But yeah, it's a smart move. That this is something they've needed to do for the last couple of years. I'm glad they're finally doing it. It'll keep them competitive. So
You're going to need that PlayStation Spartacus to get a hold of the new online package of. Hi, Matt.
yeah.
There he goes again. To get a hold of the new Cowabunga package, which is where my actual nickname comes from, which is the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Mama Sue calls me Gonzo, but my family calls me Bunga, and that's where Bunga comes from, is Cowabunga from the Ninja Turtles. That is a lot of fun.
But apparently Mom could remember that.
Right, so that's why I'm Gonzo.
But yeah, we're getting a new it's not new, I guess, technically. I mean, it's a bundle of all of their old games from arcade, NES, SNES, Sega. Basically all of the early Ninja Turtles games, and they're piling it all up into one package that they're going to sell on PS4 and PS5 exclusively.
It's pretty awesome. All those arcade style games, the Turtles fighting tournament, and the old Ninja Turtles game, and then you had 1, 2, and 3, which were the arcade style side scroller fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
I like the arcade game. They have the arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 1UP, right? And it's like basically Street Fighter, but with the turtles.
Oh, that you're talking about the Battle Royale Turtles.
That's the battle. Yeah, the battle one.
Yeah, I like that one.
The side scrollers were always my favorite at the arcades, and I actually still have, and I might be looking at it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project, sitting over there for my Nintendo, which was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I loved all of those games, especially like you said in the arcade days. Back when we had arcades.
Right.
Because we're that old, apparently.
Now it's called nostalgic and getting day drunk when you go to an arcade.
Yeah, and the original one is probably my favorite still, followed closely by the Turtles in Time. But yeah, I loved those arcade games. So the fact that they're going to putting all of these together into one package just makes me super happy.
So great. So great. There were so many good games. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They had a lot more games that they announced too. There was a prequel for Final Fantasy that got kind of teased a little bit.
Which Final Fantasy? There's been like 800.
Well, and that's the weird part, because it's a prequel to which one?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because they do prequels. They did. Even in the last one they did, wasn't that a prequel to another one?
It's Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin is what it's called.
Okay.
So
And Final Fantasy 16.
right. And
Which
then Square Enix has got a game coming out, or Enix has got a game coming out that's an RPG that looks kind of fun.
Forspoken.
That one, and then the Valkyrie Elysium.
Oh yes.
That looks like a lot of fun. I am a huge fan of the reboot of the JoJo Battle Royale, just because if you ever want to see something fun, go on and watch some of the chatter from the original JoJo Battle Royale between the characters when they're just like, killing off each other and talking shit to each other. And if you know anything, I don't know, Tank, if you ever watched any JoJo. I love that show to death. We can't get through season 1 here because you watch the first season of JoJo is awful to watch, but you have to watch it in order to get into the rest of it. You have to know the whole story. And so we can't get past the season 1 because we'll watch 2 episodes and then it's like, all right, let's watch Star Trek.
Yeah, let's take a break for a minute here. Yeah.
Okay, also, this is very important. We're watching it dubbed with subtitles because I like subtitles. And although Mark typically would prefer to watch it in the original, what is it, Japanese?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? He's making me watch it dubbed with subtitles because he knows how much I will watch subtitles anyway. Just so that way we can see that the words that they're speaking and the words on the screen
Are not the same. Yeah.
They're completely
That
different.
would just be confusing to do it that way.
It's hilarious.
He's doing this to me. This is the real reason that I have made it through more episodes of JoJo without him than I have with him.
Yeah, you got to pick your lane on that one. That seems like just asking for trouble. That's like when they did what was that, Squid Game? You can't do it. The subtitles don't match the
dubbing
speaking at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, because I have a really fun Lisa cosplay from JoJo.
Cool.
That I kind of pulled out of the air when I went to a con in Georgia while I was down that way this last July.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
I have a short purple dress and some red shoes with me. I just need to get a red scarf and black tights.
Yeah, you have your big sunglasses too.
I did have the big sunglasses already, and she has like the dark purple black hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked.
Easy peasy.
Because I already I'm like, hey, this is shit in my closet. But it looked like an actual cosplay. It was closet cosplay, but it counted.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know who I would choose if I was to cosplay JoJo. That'd be interesting.
Huh.
Brando, probably.
JoJo's a tough cosplay for dudes just because the poses are so, like, the women poses are more realistic. The men's poses and like body figures are so out of this world that like you have to be some kind of contortionist in order to get into some of those poses. Like that's kind of his whole style is like this like crane but like sideways feet and just super elongated bodies but it's such
That's
great.
true. They are weirdly disproportionate in their height.
Yeah. And it's so great. I love JoJo. It's just fun.
All right, let's go on to something else that you love that irritates the crap out of me.
Yes.
And that is Pokemon.
Yes.
So last month, Pokemon had their big Pokemon Day celebration where they announced a bunch of crap. But the one that Mark is super excited about is the Gen 9 Scarlet and Violet whatever.
Yes, Gen 9.
All right, Arceus, we just had you, and we were just getting used to your gameplay and the whole in-world, full world scrollers. And they've taken that and they've taken what they did well with Sword and Shield, which was the open world platform.
The overworld, yeah.
Yeah, they had the open world platform where they had the big battle arenas, and it seems like this is going to be more of that Arceus style with the open world, and that's what they're going for. I'm super excited about this. We have gotten teased the 3 brand new characters who are
The 3
very
starters,
fun.
yeah.
The new starters, we've got the Fire Dragon Fuecoco, who is part. It seems like it's, I don't know, Portuguese or Spanish, but he's part pepper, part crocodile. And then you have Sprigatito, who is everyone's
Also
calling
just
a weed,
basically cat.
but he's got like this weed plant on his face, so everyone's just calling him Weed Cat on the internet. And then you've got Quaxley, who looks like Trump. It's Donald Duck with a big poof on his head.
I was looking at it. That's his hair, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a big.
I'm
poof
sorry,
head.
Dad. What the heck happened?
What happened?
Our
How?
chicken burned to the ground.
Oh no!
I'm assuming the heat lamp caught like
Oh crap!
straw on fire.
Holy crap!
That sucks.
So do you guys have like a bunch of roast chicken now?
That's horrifying. All right.
Or are they all in the garage?
Oh my god!
And the chicken coop is really close to the propane tank.
Yeah, it is dangerously close to the propane tank.
Moment for the chicken coop. That's horrifying.
When we're done with this, we're calling Mom and Dad to see what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But yes, we are getting our new generation of Pokemon and new games next year, basically,
Yep.
is what they're saying.
There's going to be one more card pack going with Generation 8. So there'll be, after this current one that they've done is Brilliant Stars, and I can't remember the next one that's
It's
coming out.
Radiant something.
Yeah. The packaging looks really
when's
cool.
the Climax one?
That's Japanese.
That's an older set, actually, at this point.
Yeah.
I just wanted it because it's called like Ultimate Climax.
We're still looking for those.
That was a Japanese exclusive set, unfortunately.
Okay, fine. I will search at cons just so I can have a piece of little plastic that says Ultimate Climax to put on the Pokemon shelf.
Fair enough.
All right.
We're still on the hunt for the cards, though. We are.
Yeah, I got a line on some of those. I'll let you know soon.
Bet.
Sweet. He needs to talk to you about getting rid of half the shit we have anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I'm still playing Shining Pearl. I haven't even finished that yet.
I beat the first in Brilliant Diamond,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I'm on the third
life
one.
happened.
Yeah, I'm in the attorney or whatever, Eternal City or Forest or whatever that is.
what's the game that you haven't played that you've opened and it
Arceus.
makes Okay, yeah. That's the one that makes dipshit want to hit you in the face.
Yeah, I haven't even bought that one yet. So
You got it on pre-order.
Yeah, I bought it like a year and a half ago. Wynn got it on the day it came out, and
Has not played 2
haven't
minutes.
even turned it on.
You
Hashtag
open-
life happened.
opened the package and then set
Which
it down.
makes it crazy.
But I'm excited. New area. Looks like it's going to be Spain and Portugal. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's bring it on.
I think I have to get Scarlet just because my daughter. So.
Right. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
and
that's required,
she'll
right?
want to play it.
She has played a little bit of Sword with me. She has her own thing, and I kind of helped her figure that out a little bit. And she's
Sword's
been playing
good
a little bit.
starter game for the youngins because it's nice and easy to play. The gameplay is really easy. It's a
Mhm.
fairly easy game to beat too. So
Yeah, and she's doing all right. So
I hate Hop. Let's just talk about how much I hate Hop. But
I think everybody does, to be honest. He's an annoying
the
little
biggest
prick.
thing about those starters be interesting to see what happens when they evolve. Gen 7 had Litten, which turned into Pyroar.
Which looks almost identical to this cat thing.
Yeah, and so everyone on the interwebs and all of humanity is saying, please, for the love of God, keep the cat a quadruped. Please do not give it arms and take
Don't
away.
turn it into a professional wrestler.
Keep the feet on the fucking ground.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That's the one I chose. I chose Litten because I knew it turned into a professional wrestler, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. So,
Fuecoco is probably where I'm going, and I'm one of those. I'm not a coward that'll wait to see what their final forms look like before I pick a starter. Fuecoco is probably where I'm going, just because that thing looks like the combination of an apple and some sort of Disney animation and a character from the video game Among Us. So it just looks like they just threw shit on a board until it's stuck. It is absolutely asinine.
It's weird looking. What connected in my head, it reminded me of the fuck were those guys? From Mario.
I know who you're talking about.
The little hooded dudes with the white faces.
Yeah, the ghosty, not ghost, but they had the masks on.
Yes, that's what when I first saw that, I thought that's what it was. I'm like, they're doing another Mario game, and then I saw it was Pokemon. I'm like, oh,
right,
okay.
It's just such a hodgepodge. It's like it doesn't even look like a Pokemon, really. It's like the craziest thing.
Weird.
And then, how many times has Pokemon done a water duck? You know,
all of them.
Yeah, every duck has been a water duck.
Every duck is a water duck.
But
in the real world,
would there be?
Anything else?
A fire duck?
Sure.
Sure. Pokemon's weird. They have fire monkeys. They have.
This is true. They have dragons that are fucking apple pie.
Let's talk about Pokemon dragons for a minute.
Love the dragons that turned into.
You have real legitimate dragons. You've got
No, you don't.
Yeah, Rayquaza is a legitimate dragon.
Rayquaza is a fucking snake.
Have you ever been to China and seen what the dragons look like in China? Hey, they all look like Rayquaza.
Do not talk down about the dragons. One of my favorites is Dragonite.
And which is an actual dragon.
Looks like Pete's dragon.
He's so big and fluffy and comfortable.
That's like a building?
Yeah, there's one that's a building. I can't remember.
There's the one that's a tree.
Yeah.
There's more than one tree.
Well, Alolan Executor is the palm tree dragon.
Well, yeah, but there's also Sudowoodo, who looks like a stick.
Yeah, and is actually
one of my personal favorites is Phantump, who's a haunted tree.
Yeah, is actually.
I still like.
If you want a messed up thing, go ahead and read through the Pokédex entry on Phantump.
Oh yeah,
that's stuff of nightmares, man.
Go ahead and read through the ghost section of Pokemon entries, and you're gonna see some horrifying shit.
Between Ghastly and Phantump, and what's the ghost sandcastle one?
Oh yeah, pot. I can't remember its name, but yeah, Polar Sand or something like that.
Okay, but it like all I'm thinking right now is Thursday last week we went over to Toaster Town, and Mark and Toaster opened probably 100 packs of cards.
Yeah.
Based on what you guys said, you each did a booster box and you each did 2 ETBs. So
no, he had 6.
6 what?
6 ETBs?
No, I opened 3 ETBs of the 4.
So that's 30, right?
Yeah.
Because they do 10 on those ones.
They give 8 for the regular and 10 for the Pokemon Center one. So I opened 2 of the regular and 1 of the Pokemon Center. So that's 28 plus 36 just on my own.
Yeah.
And then Toaster had 2 ETBs plus a 30 had already opened plus the booster box. So yeah, we were way over 100 cards.
Yeah.
Okay. And at one point, they're like, "Oh look, we have the entire evolutionary series of Kling, Clang, and Kling Clang."
The gear Pokemon.
Basically just a ghost gear something.
There are some. I'm not gonna lie. There are some really bad Pokemon. Like
There's some
Clefty is
terrible ones.
easily one of the worst Pokemon I've ever seen.
Why? Because
I
it's a
guess that's from
keychain.
it.
Which one?
Why? Because he's a keychain.
Yeah, because it's just a ring of keys. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
Trubbish
right.
is great. It's just a bag of trash. Garbodor is the evolution, which is just a bigger bag of trash.
Slightly more disgusting looking pile of trash.
And you have coughing and wheezing, which are just
Giant smoke ball creatures.
fart fucking things. And then you have Galarian wheezing, which is
It has a
just a
top hat.
fucking bong.
Start with a top hat.
It's a smokestack, but it's a bong.
All right. Let's go ahead and leave Pokemon behind for at least the next minute or two. And let's go ahead and discuss the MCU. Netflix is saying goodbye to all things Marvel.
Yep.
Even, Tank, you were saying you lost your...
Yeah, my profile picture thing on Netflix, like they took it so far that I had Daredevil as mine for ever at this point, for like 5 years, something like that. And when I logged in the other day, it was one of the generic smiley face ones. And I'm like, what the hell happened?
That's crazy.
And so I started looking through it. They're not on there anymore. So anything that was Marvel at all has been removed from the Netflix platform.
And it is all moving over to Disney Plus. This includes Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, which nobody gives a fuck about,
Fuck
the
that,
Defenders,
fuck that show. Everything about it.
the Punisher. All of it is going to be over and available on Disney Plus, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., effective March 16th. Because Disney is very happy that they have Marvel and is taking it away from everyone else.
Yeah, the only thing they can't take away is the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And technically the Hulk, I
haven't
guess.
figured out those contracts yet.
And Hulk, because apparently Universal still owns the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Which actually we are working our way through the entire MCU in the order of release, not in chronological order. And on the list is Incredible Hulk, and we have that's not on Disney.
Nope.
So we had to go out to. We actually have it on our Plex server. We're able to watch it there.
Oh, yeah.
But
I bought a digital copy a few years ago.
Sorry for your loss.
It was $5.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Yeah.
All right, so that rounds off our entire agenda for the evening. Anything to add before we check on the parentals and make sure that they're not dealing with a mass explosion?
Broncos are going to the Super Bowl next year to kick the shit out of the Green Bay Packers.
Going to the Super Bowl. I know that's not a Nerds That Know topic, but
And we're gonna beat the Green Bay Packers just to fuck with Aaron Rodgers.
Russell Wilson
Are you
can
guys
cook
even
himself
playing-
to an MVP.
You guys aren't even playing us next year.
Not until the Super
Oh, in
Bowl.
the Super Bowl, where we beat you. 'Cause
Okay. Well, then
Aaron
we'll
Rodgers stayed with Green Bay. Yeah.
And right now, gentlemen's bet, if the Broncos beat the Packers in the Super Bowl, I will go online in full Broncos regalia. I'll even have my nails done in orange and blue, and I will tout the beauty that be Denver Broncos. If the Packers win the Super Bowl against the Broncos, you must do the same in green and gold.
I'm fine with that. Nothing against you.
Oh,
When's
God,
the last time
Packers aren't
Green
even going to make it to the playoffs.
I was gonna say no. They'll make it to the playoffs. They make it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
We
Aaron
have
Rodgers
no
guarantees
one.
you a playoff game.
Yeah, he's gonna get you to the playoffs.
That
You just
division is
can't
trash.
win in the playoffs.
That division is absolutely trash. So
That-
they're
that-
going to make
that
the
is
playoffs.
true. But seriously, like the Packers have nobody. They have
I'll go-
no one.
I
other
will
than-
go buy an Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl jersey if that happens.
She's got enough stuff laying around here. I'll just put on the leggings and the jersey and pop on the internet.
And I'm not joking. If that happens, I will go buy his jersey and wear it wherever you want me to. I'll wear it through a week worth of broadcast or a month worth of podcasts. I don't care.
All right. So gentlemen's bet right now. But only if those two teams face off in the Super Bowl, which is not going to happen.
No,
Probably
the
not.
Broncos will make it for sure. I don't care about the Packers.
Packers are going to fucking suck next season. But I know
We're
this.
about to steal a couple of your defensive players, I think. So
Yeah.
I know that the Pack is going to suck next season. I get this. I know right now I am accepting it.
you'll be good on offense still. Actually, you'll be better on offense this year than you were last year, to be honest. Because you'll probably have Bakhtiari back, and Devontae Adams is actually going to want to play.
That's lovely. Offense scores points, defense wins games.
Yeah, your defense is going to be dog shit based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So, like, unless we're going to, like, draft an entire defensive line.
Well, you guys need to draft a brand new receiving core since you only have 2.
Yeah. So,
Technically 3 now. There's 3 under.
okay,
contract.
3. Sorry. Well,
Yeah.
no, because it's the one they drafted last year,
Right.
and then they had a restricted free agent, but he was still technically a free agent. And now Devontae Adams, who's on a contract that he doesn't want because he wants to get paid like the highest paid player in the NFL at his position.
A semi-soft franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
all right. And on the NFL note,
Sorry.
we are the nerds that know. We know lots of shit, including about the sports and things. Join us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for our live stream. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Streamer, Anchor, YouTube. We're on fucking everything.
Pornhub.
Yep.
OnlyFans.
Are we on Pornhub? When did that happen?
Now.
When we do the Lego day of, don't you remember the Lego plan for OnlyFans?
I remember Cornhub. That was my favorite when they did
Cornhub is great.
Cornhub.
Yeah. That's actually, what's funny is that's actually the name of several groups that me, Michaela, and Matt are in when we talk about stuff without my dad for the podcast.
Oh no.
Pornhub.
All right. So find us on all of the socials. Follow My Brother is an Idiot, the Goon Squad, Knox Nostalgic Collectibles. Con season is kicking up, so you'll see us out and about more with my young protege, Rowena will be joining us for a couple of shows.
Yeah, I might actually get to some shit this year.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so find us on all the things, and now we're going to go check in on our parents to make sure that nobody's dead.
Yeah.
All right, bye, everybody.